actually, I was going to ask this later, but let's just segue into it while I'm on the roll. Your voice changes with your cycle. So hitting that note in this phase would be different than a different phase. So fill us in a little bit on that.
So on point. So on point. This is another thing that I think people are often thrown by is that they'll have really bad voice days, right? And it's very much like having a bad luteal day. It's coming from the same places. Is that the tissues swell and there's a little bit more activity in the nervous system, and it so things are operating differently, and especially for like something as precise as operatic singing, like it literally changes how and when to do certain things, and so it changes your timing, it changes your rhythm, right? And so that's what really affects you as a singer, as a vocalist, as a speaker as well, because people will notice that they don't have the power of their voice when they're speaking, or they don't feel like they feel like they're kind of like trying to sing through or speak through a wall. And that happens a lot during late luteal and menstrual, because those tissues are so enlarged. And so a lot of people do things like take aspirin and all that kind of thing before they sing, so that it'll at least bring down the tissues, but it's still a different feeling. It's a different feeling to sing. So a lot of women will have in their contracts to not perform during that part if they can, right? So if they're at that level, if they're like in an A house,
Enough.
yeah, if they're diva enough, they'll say like, I will not sing during this part of my cycle. And, they have that. Usually they'll have somebody as a backup, or a second singer, if it's possible that it will be during that
Understudy gets
time.
their moment to shine.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's so interesting. I
Absolutely.
had no idea.
Yeah, it really does affect the voice a lot, and and yeah, and people can be really on during ovulation. Like people will kill a performance during ovulation. They'll just be like, "Oh my gosh, she's so dynamic," right? Like it's
Oh yeah,
so, and
sure.
it's again like a good performer can really activate that energy, and it just leaves everybody tingling, right? And it's really something that people are like, oh, she's just that talented. And some people are, but sometimes they're just on. And that's not being just on may seem like a fluke, but it's never is. It's usually a good day plus ovulation.